Hello YouTube. In this video I'm going to rant. And we've discussed this on my live stream on Friday, and I don't think anybody wants to come to YouTube to watch people rant, or you want to see positive stuff, not negative stuff, and I'm more into the positive Zen than the negative Zen. But this is just a video, but you like that? But I'm going to do it anyway. It's just a video to be honest with your machinist. That's all I want to say. I'm going to go ahead and go over to the ranting stage, and let's see how this thing turns out. Rant away. I got to get an example of a customer that was in here last week, and he brought in a big block Chevy that he picked up from another shop, and he brought it in for us to do a bolt extraction out of it. But in the conversation with the customer, he wanted to let me know that he picked this engine up from a shop in San Antonio. They did this, and this to it. And how he didn't understand how they missed a bolt in the back of the bell housing. And he was really ragging on the shop because of the bolt that was left in the bell housing. I take everything with a grain of salt. I take everything in just as info. I'm like a sponge in info. Just kind of, that tells me a lot about the customer, tells me a lot about the situation that we're in. What did I learn just in the conversation with the customer and what I see on the block? I put the two and two together, and that gives me a lot of insight. What am I getting at? None of the oil galley plugs had been removed. None of them. On a big block Chevy, they're on the side of the block, all the way down the block. They go across the back of it. This block's already been hot tanked, cleaned, supposedly been bored, honed with a torque plate, cam bearings installed, and all this work. And he tells me that, and I paid to have all those removed, and they didn't do them. I take that in, I'm not making a judgment call, but it brings up little flags. What's the little flag that it brought up on me? If I paid a shop and they charged me extra, like he said, to remove these plugs, why did you pick the block up? If I paid extra to have these plugs removed, and you do got to pay extra because you got to drill them out. They're on the side of a block. A big block Chevy, if you've ever done one, there's a lot of plugs there to remove. If I had paid, I'm more frugal with my money, I guess. When I had the receipt there, and I had the block right there, I'd go, hey, you didn't remove any of those plugs. How can I clean all that crud out of there now? I know you didn't clean it out of there. A, I want a refund because, what'd you tell me? You paid to have them removed. So either you're not very frugal with your money, because all that does is give me insight of the customer. So the insight of the customer is either A, you're talking bad about another shop that you didn't really pay for to do it, or you're not very frugal with your money. I'm using real kind words. You're not very frugal with your money. I don't want to say you're a dumbass. I'll cut that out. You're either a dumbass because you paid for this money and you paid for these plugs to be removed, and they didn't even remove them. So you're either a dumbass that paid and didn't even look, or when I brought it to this customer and said, hey, I removed that bolt out of the back of the block, but man, why aren't you going to remove all these plugs and clean everything out? You're really going to assemble your engine like this? That's when he tells me that he did pay to have them removed. So either you're not being totally honest with me, or you're not very frugal with your money. Either way, which would you rather have? Not a totally honest guy this way, or a guy that doesn't really look at what he pays for? See, either scenario doesn't speak kindly of the customer. I'd rather you be honest with me. Be honest with me. If you really are honest with me, then golly, then you just, like I said, you're not very frugal with your money. That being said, I don't know why I got on the sidetrack. This will probably be an edited piece at the end, a little highlight of what makes me, what gets me going. When you go to a shop, be honest with them. Honesty with them. Be honest. Honesty is your best thing. I tell everybody another little short story. It's going to be at the end. When I go to the doctor, and he says, what's wrong? I don't go, I don't figure, you figure it out. You're the doctor. Next thing he's going to do is going to have me bend over his table, putting on a glove, and I'm going to be yelling out, no, my toe. I have an ingrown toenail. Oh, thank you. I'll start at your foot first. But if you're going to just tell me, you find out, there's that glove. Why would you take an engine to a shop and not be honest with them? Tell them what you did. It's not like if I don't know you overheated it. You can tell me, oh, it never got hot. Once again, the scenario is you're either a dumbass, and once the coolant levels dropped down, the gauge went to cold because, I'm believing what you said. It never got hot. A, the gauge could be on cold. You know when your engine's hot. This is Texas. You're burning up. You're just burning up like crazy. It's burning up. And you just say it never got hot. I either got to believe you that the gauge never showed hot, and that A, you're a dumbass and you don't know what hot is, or I got to be politically correct and go, oh, he must have, he didn't remember it got hot. He didn't, You can tell me whichever you want to tell me. When I tear your engine apart, I'm going to know the oil condition, and I'm going to know if you overheated it. I'm going to know what's wrong with it. You telling me, no, it never did these things, send me on a sidetrack looking at something totally different than opposed to just telling me what the problem is. I'm on your side. But I can't be on your side if you're giving me these little stories that don't add up. I always use these stories to find out what kind of customer I'm dealing with. Is it an honest customer? That's all I care about, is honesty. You don't have to be the best mechanically inclined customer. That's what you got me here for. Be honest. Tell me what happened. When I tell you, no, this thing is so burnt, the valve springs are so collapsed because it overheated so bad, and you're gonna sit there and tell me over and over again it didn't overheat. Logic and false reality, and we got to stick on logic. Okay. Now, once again, I went a little sidetrack, and this is at the end of the video, so you might have ended or cut off a long time ago. But I do feel better. I got to vent about customers and being honest. So let's get back to what we were doing. We're gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you. This is just a little end thing. I vented and I feel better, and I hope you allow me to vent at the end. Okay. All right, so I finished ranting. I hope didn't get a lot of people logging out. Maybe I'll get a subscriber or two from this rant. Basically, this is helping not only you, but your machinist. This is also for your mechanic. This is also for your doctor. This is also for your hairstylist. This is also for if you're having someone do something for you, be honest. If you like a pair of shoes and they don't fit and they hurt, be honest. Be honest. That's all it is. This is helping. You are the recipient of this help. The shop will know what you want. They will do a better job for you. It's helping them as well. I mean, most shops, I know I've been self-employed my whole life. I know a lot of people, and off and on. But the point being is that people don't get into this business because they want to do, I don't want to use the word crappy work. I just used it, didn't I? They really, honestly, the majority of people get into this business because they love what they do and they want to help. I don't see people open up a business, and I shouldn't say that. This is Texas. So in Texas, we say howdy, we look you in the eyes, and we shake your hand. So maybe it's different other places, but I think people generally do want to help. That being said, I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to go edit some videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay.